Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Camray and you're watching Camray Music TV, and I'm here to do another Insecure review. Before we get started, I have to make a formal introduction to our new addition. Her name is Honey. Honey Princess. Alright, she has made her debut and she just looks unbothered. Oh, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below to my channel, like the video, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter so that you stay linked up with all the things that I be doing, right? And make sure you comment down below. So big shout out to all of you guys who checked out my last review. Okay, people want to know, why I always harp on engagement over views. This is why. We were able to have full dialogue on different viewpoints of the show. Whether you thought Issa was a user, whether you thought Molly was tripping, whether you were on Molly's side, whether you were thinking about Nate, what you thought about Lawrence. A lot of people told me about what the whole plight was with the gay community and having more gay roles, and it just was good, right? It's all these 90 something comments of just dialogue and of people having different viewpoints. So that's what I like. That's why I do this. I just want to thank you guys down in the comments. Hopefully this review does the same and we're able to have some conversation again. All right, so this is season 4, episode number 6 review. You guys know we only have 4 episodes left, which means we're gonna wrap up I think that's Father's Day weekend. That's gonna be our last episode, I know. But luckily we get 10 episodes this season instead of just 8. All right, so Issa is going through and checking her voicemails. It's the morning after this big event, right? And she's checking her voicemails, and she's got one from Kelly and Amal, and she sees all the different people who attended the event. They're commenting on the Facebook event page, and she's just feeling a little overwhelmed, but obviously fishing and looking for Molly's apology voicemail. It's not there. And so Issa realizes, okay, I have to get up from here. What is next? This is after she talks to Mirror Chick, and Mirror Chick lets her know, okay, self-care. What was the R alliteration phrase? Relax, relate, release. Relax, relate, release. Okay. And this is when Issa decides to clean out her refrigerator, check her mail, and do all the things that you do when you get back to life. It's like when you have a big party, when you get married or have a wedding. Okay, there's the next day. Now you have to get back to life. Now you got to do things, right? And so this is what we see her doing. We see her talk to Nate, and I'm like, okay, where is this going? What is happening? Now, I do want to say, last week, Molly said that Issa was a user. And in my opinion, she did use Nate because she only reached out to Nate to help her get to Andrew, to help her get a headliner. So she did not hit up Nate to reconcile their differences and try to move on or figure out what they're doing, or because she had left him on red a couple times, right? And so that's why I felt like Issa was using Nate. But in this episode, she asked him, I hope you don't feel like I was using you. That's not what it was. And he says, basically says, even if you were, I feel like, I was just helping a friend. So I no longer feel like Issa used Nate because Nate wanted to be that for her. I do feel like you can have the intention of just hitting someone up to use them for their resources, and then it just opens up other things, right? You guys get back cool. So I can't really figure Nate out. I don't really understand if he's trying to be supportive, if he's trying to get back in good, because just like Crystal said on Insecurity, if Molly would have never told him to leave, y'all remember this last season? Would they have had this, would Issa and Nathan have had this hard conversation and been able to get past it and gotten, been back together? Because it's remember Issa got mad about that. Well, why didn't you tell me? Let her handle her own stuff. So it's just kind of interesting that they're back cool now. And now with Molly out of the way, are they going to have this chance to see where this goes? Because, people ghost. because of some insecurities or because of different experiences that they've had in their life, or different people that they've had do that to them. So sometimes they don't even realize that they've done it, or they don't even realize the hurt that they've had, and now they're hurting someone else. And maybe that's like Nate's whole thing, right? He has this mental health thing. And the thing about it is, like, we ask a man to be open and vulnerable and what's wrong, and then when they are, you punish them for it. So it's just like, boo, what do you want? So in this case, I'm wondering what's gonna happen there. Is Issa gonna get back with him? Is it gonna be like at a crossroads with him and Lawrence, and she's gonna have to decide? And obviously she's gonna pick Nathan. I mean, hello. But yeah, so where are we at with this? What do y'all think? Do y'all want to see them back together? Do y'all think that he's like just playing his position until Issa shows an interest? Or do you think that she could potentially try to talk to him again and then he ghosts her again? Or do y'all think like he off that ghosting stuff because he learned his lesson? I don't know, but I really feel like Molly has something to do with that. Good point, Crystal. All right. Issa giving this random man a ride. I could see if it was like a friend from high school, his grandpa, and she recognized him. But no, she just seen like this older black man, grandpa style, and was like, oh, let me do my due diligence. This is after, you know, she didn't have enough money to help pay for the pregnant woman's groceries or baby needs in the grocery store. So it was like, okay, let me go try my hand at this. Pause. When she did it, when the lady was trying to get her stuff paid for, y'all know how they have like the hidden stuff, the hidden meanings in the show. Do y'all think that they were trying to get us to see that baby formula and baby stuff, which are necessities, are just overpriced? Like, I don't have any kids, like y'all know, but I mean, for her to have this wine, this Stella Rosa, which was maybe $25, maybe $25 for that big of a drug, maybe 30, and then for it to jump up to $154 and that woman didn't have that much in there, is just kind of like, okay, were y'all trying to get us to see that this is really just, you know, were y'all just playing on the fact that it's expensive? I don't know. Anyway, she picks up this guy George, who is crazy funny throughout this whole ride, but I just kept thinking, like, I could not just pick up a random person, male or woman, no, even if they look like auntie or grandpa, like, I just couldn't, I just cannot, I just wouldn't, no, because she's stopping so that he can use the bathroom. She ends up taking him to this house he has a picture of, so I'm like, does he have Alzheimer's and he got lost? And they were just like, you know, take me back to this house, or to have this picture just in case you forget the house. Was it an old picture of the house? And then, you know, this was his house when he was with the mom, and then now the son is grown. Like, I just had so many questions. Like, what was this? And Issa, why did you pick this man up? Very weird. Very, very, very weird. Okay. But he does say something that sparked my interest. He calls her a feminazi. And y'all, I took a gender communication class, and I had to do research on the fact that there's so much hate and anguish behind this word feminist. Like, it has such a bad reputation. And I had to figure out, you know, I had to research, like, why are all these bad things associated with the word? And it's obviously like the reputation. It's the burning of the bras. It's like this radicalism that was popular back in the day. But overall, the bottom line, feminism just is the belief that both sexes are equal. And that's it. And when people are like, oh, I'm not a feminist, it's just like, are you associating it with the reputation of it, the burning of the bras and all these acts? Or is it like you really don't feel like men and women are equal? Or that men and women should have equal rights? Think about that. Let me know down in the comments. Do you think feminism or being a feminist has earned its like bad reputation based on like all these things in the past? Like, haven't we evolved from this? Aren't we on to something else? I don't know. All right, so Issa's going to a sip and paint and she goes by herself. I know that a lot of people on Black Twitter were like, why is she going by herself? And I'm like, it's so funny because when I was in the military, you know, a lot of times you just go do stuff by yourself, or you do stuff with like your little clique, right? And it's not nothing. You know, my close friend, she does a lot of stuff by herself. I do a lot of stuff by myself, and it's just normal when you get to that age and you're not with anyone and you're like kind of can't be with your friends all the time, or sometimes like you just want to just be with self. I do think it's weird that Issa went to like a sip and paint by herself because she had to drink and then leave after that, so that's weird. But I mean, I think that you should start going more places by yourself. You'll find that you enjoy it. Go shopping by yourself, you know, go get ice cream by yourself, do things by yourself, enjoy being around self. And that's another thing Issa's starting to do. She's around her apartment, and I'm feeling like I'm hearing like Ari Lennox's new apartment playing, right? I leave my curls all in the shower, like all of that. Like she's realizing that she loves self and she loves to be around self, and this is like her digs. This is who she's becoming. This is her life, and she's making it what she wants it to be, and she's gonna do these things because she wants to do it. And that there's so much reward in that as a young adult, when it's finally coming full circle, when you're seeing, you know, people enjoy something that you put all this hard work into, and then on the other hand, all of the stuff that you knew that was true and blue and was unshakable is falling apart. And so you have all these questions. Like on one hand, you're like, man, I'm finding my new self. I'm figuring it out. I have no clue what I'm doing, but it's so fun and so invigorating. And then on the other side, it's like, but wait, all this is falling apart, so this can't be right. But no, no, no. No, no, no. And that's what we find out from Mama later on. All right, so Issa's at this sip and paint. She's chilling with Penny Proud and her friends. And, you know, they're laughing, having a good time. And I was like, oh, what is this? Is this a new clique? Now, silly me, I should have seen this. I should have seen this coming. When you say that, you know, you're a group, you're from out of town, we're here celebrating our girl. Side note, I forgot to mention this. Did y'all notice that the sip and paint and the paint and sips and all that don't provide the alcohol? Was I the only one that just be like, so y'all really, oh, I really had to bring my, oh, okay. I mean, I guess it's cool. I guess it makes sense. But I just feel like, y'all really ain't got a bar back there next to the paintbrushes? Nobody thought that was weird. Okay, all right. But anyway, Penny Proud and her friends, they all hanging out. They turned into the Gross Sisters so fast. When they left Issa with the check, they had the nerve to leave the checklist there. And I'm like, y'all was cool with Issa though. Like, y'all was pumping her up and y'all was talking to her, and then for y'all really just to leave, I was like, are people really doing this to like other black women? Like, they didn't care that she was a black woman. They didn't care. She shared her whole bottle of wine with them. They didn't care. It's like y'all couldn't include her in on the joke, especially with how cool Issa was with them. But then I was just like, Issa, how you just didn't see this coming? Like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't have just, well, I don't know. There's no way that you could have seen this coming, number one. Let me just be real with myself. Am I gonna go out for drinks with a bunch of girls after? See, I don't even think I would start my own tab because you're already too early into the meal. Would I go to the bathroom? Like, I probably wouldn't even be thinking like that. You know, like, I probably would let somebody know I'm here at the bar. You know, I'd be taking snaps or whatever. But I don't know, y'all. I think I probably could end up in that situation too, because, you know, you just having a good time. You're thinking, oh, okay, here's some other black girls like me. We're all 30. You know, we're not down with the shenanigans no more. And they're clearly playing a game. And they never once said, like, we're playing a game. So were they scheming from the time Issa sat down? What do y'all think? They turned into the Gross Sisters so fast. I just was like, bro, are they for real? Okay, okay. So when Issa ran up on them on the street, I really thought it was real, but it wasn't. Um, but these are signs, right? So the thing with George and him reflecting on his, old friendships and them running trains on people, and her seeing this group of girls and them all going through things and bouncing back from it, even old girl sleeping with the other girl's brother. I think these are signs communicating to her that they're either like George was communicating, sometimes you fall off, like as friends, right? People go their separate ways. But this group was communicating, we've been through all these things and we're still close knit. So I'm like, I was getting like confused with the symbolism. Like, okay, what does this mean? Is this just representing her feelings in the rigmarole between should I call her, should I not? Maybe that's what it is. She's just trying to figure out, like, should I call her, should I not? I always call. And that's what she told Kelly later on. Before I hop to Kelly. Nope, we on Kelly. So Kelly has been calling her all day. She's been texting her and she has not answered. And I thought it was weird because I'm like, I suck at texting all of a sudden. I used to be great. I used to be one of those people that was like, oh, if I got a little red number on there, it's got to be gone. I got to send messages. But somewhere between, being like a social media person, when messages come in, I don't even look. I be so busy in Canva and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. I don't even look at the messages. But anyway. I just thought it was weird. Issa didn't even text her to just be like, don't feel like talking about it right now. Or we'll hit you up later about it. Thanks for checking. Like, none of that. The whole day had went on, right? So, Kelly gets on the phone with her and she's asking her, have you not called Molly? Like, if you basically telling her, if y'all let too much time go by, y'all aren't going to be able to repair it. It reminds me of Joan and Tony, and they were still able to repair it, right? But the thing about it is, Issa has a point. She is always the bigger person. She is always the one to calm it down and fix it, right? And if she does it again, then will Molly think that she was right and everybody's just supposed to come to her? But then should that be your concern if your sole focus is forgiveness? But then is Issa's focus forgiveness? Maybe Issa's focus is growth and change, and she can't get to that if she goes down the same road. If you're my friend and you do all this at my event, regardless of the semantics of it all, you gotta be the one to call and apologize because you caused the scene. Like, I just don't see how Molly would be right in this situation. There are lots of moments where Issa was wrong last week, okay? Lots of moments where Molly was wrong. But the person who needs to kick off this conversation is Molly, because you took it, like, at least apologize for the surface level. I apologize for acting a doggone donkey at your event. That'll open the door to some real conversation. And this is where I start to get upset with Issa. Okay, she goes to talk to her mom. Her mom gives her this hug. She loves on her. She lets her know, basically what we all need to hear. You're going to be at a crossroad. You're 30 years old. Things start to change. You will not have the same friends. You will not have the same friends that you had at 19. And if you do, you guys are going to go through the mountains and the valleys. And only the strong friendships like sustain through all that. And sometimes you fall out and then you come back together and you both have gone through your stuff and now you're new and grown and all this stuff. Or sometimes y'all don't come back together as close as you were before. You're just acquaintances. It's just the way life goes. It's like, Medea be telling us, like, some people are roots, some people are branches, some people are leaves, and that's just the way it is. Like, if you didn't have all those things, you wouldn't have a tree, and you wouldn't have oxygen and air to breathe. Okay, so trees are essential, all the parts, right? I'm going off on a tangent. So when Issa sees Molly at this Ethiopian restaurant, and doesn't go in, I'm just like, okay, you have been talking to Mirror Chick the entire episode. You've been challenging like your inner conscience, right? You've been like everything that you would normally do, you've been doing the direct opposite. You've been trying to like be this good person. Yeah, you're getting, but yeah, I guess you did get burned all 3 times, right? Like, you tried to pay for old girl and you didn't have enough money. She came at you crazy, right? You took George and he was not just a straight straw. He had so many things to say about the temperature and all this stuff, right? And then the girls, they stuck you with the check. So maybe just she was just like, you know what? My luck all day has just been showing me. I don't know. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but I can't really put it in words. Maybe Issa just realized like, nah, like I've been challenging Mirror Chick all day. I've been trying to be the bigger person. I've been going out of my way and I've just been getting burned. So I'm just not ready to do it again. I'm just not gonna do it again. So in that vein of things, I can understand where she's coming from. But on the other side of things, I'm just really annoyed that these women are 30 years old and cannot see it to have a conversation. Y'all, my eyes twitching again. Because this kind of stuff hits home, right? I saw a tweet where they were like, you know, these close friendships, this is how it happens. There's a misunderstanding or miscommunication. There's passive aggression. There's a lack of prioritizing the relationship and the friendship. Time gets in there. Other forces start to happen. And then it just disintegrates because all this stuff goes down, right? When it could have just been dealt with at the root. Nobody wants to be the one to have the conversation because everybody has grounds to be upset. Everybody has grounds to be upset. But nobody wants to be the one to say, okay, look, I was wrong. So I'm just like, bro, like, what are they going to do? Because next episode, Molly going to Mexico to find out more about Andrew. And I'm like, are they really just going Tony and Joan this? Like, are they really going to just do that like that? Right? So I had a few questions. Let me make sure I got to all of them. This crossroad that we're talking about of being 30 years old or the tail end of your 20s, it's a real thing, right? Last week, Issa was dealing with this imposter syndrome, and we've been talking so much about the imposter syndrome. If you follow like Kev on Stage, Mrs. Kev on Stage, all these Issa's Wind Down. Different people have been talking about it in this last week. If you don't know what imposter syndrome is, it's basically when you doubt your accomplishments and you have a fear of being perceived as a fraud, right? So it's like when maybe like you've been practicing at something and then it's time for the show and you feel like you're not going to do well, but you're more than prepared and you got it, but something in you is telling you like, nah, I'm fraud. Like, I'm not going to do this, right? And so that's how Issa felt with this block party. Had never done it before, didn't really have supportive friends like that, was just an idea. Now it's this huge thing. Condola done checked out, Lawrence is back, like all these things, right? And now that she's like over that hump, it's like, well, wait, I could really do this. That's how I feel about my brand. At first it was like, oh, you know, I'm just making these little videos talking about a show. And then, you know, there's so many different people that do it. There's so many different lanes and so many different ways that you can manifest and make these things happen for you. And so when you start to realize like, oh, this could really be a real thing, and you start to get actual views and comments and like things start to happen for you, that starts to subside. But you also start to notice like who's really with you. Who's really with you? When it was just an idea and you were trying to make it happen, everybody that had something to say and was not fully supportive of it, do they hop on now that you've made it happen? Or do they really just become white noise in the background because they still don't think, well, you can't do it again, or it's still not nothing, you know what I'm saying? So for Issa, it's like she's 30 years old and she's realizing like it's no more 20s, it's no more of this like fun and you know, everything is like the same, and I got my girls and I got this and I got my 9 to 5. Like, no, things are changing. I'm trailblazing, and I like this new me. I'm a cultural curator. And does that mean like my new life is without Molly? Am I fine with that? I think I'm fine with that. Like, she didn't even have a want or desire to go talk to Molly. So y'all let me know down below what you think. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. Because I really think that, I mean, when you turn 30, because I'm 30, you reflect. You reflect on, like, what just happened this past 10 years that just went by so fast. I know I graduated from high school. I know somewhere in there I went to college. I know a lot of times in there I made crazy mistakes. But here I am now, and I just don't know how I got here. Child. So I think that's it. I think that's all I got. I think I hit on everything. I just really love this show, and I love having the conversations that we do about this stuff, because it's like, y'all stop looking at my, I need a feel. It's like we really be living this life. We really be living it. And y'all captured it on film. All right. So anyway, y'all let me know how you feel about this week's episode down below. What are some of your predictions? What do you think is going to go down? Are they going to get back cool, or are we just going to be lingering, waiting for season 5 at Molly and Andrew's wedding, and she ain't got no maid of honor, and Issa shows up? Wouldn't that be crazy? Anyway, I'm Camera. This is Camera Music TV. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.